or whatever. But the thing is, over time I've realized just how much gets lost from the Black community because we're doing exactly what our ancestors did on the plantation. The difference is that you're not on the farm plantation, you're on the corporate plantation. So on the corporate plantation, we're pouring into the dreams that were created by other people. We're pouring into companies that were built by others, and that makes their dreams more real. Their dreams become more real, and then our dreams kind of die because when you're not putting time into something, then it's definitely going to fail. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And I think I thought about that today when I saw this interesting clip where there was a Black man who works for the Dallas Cowboys, and he was really excited because he gets to draft his own son. His son's name was Deuce something, and I was really happy for the father. He was in tears. Everybody was clapping because he gets to draft his own son to the Cowboys. I mean, what kind of dream is that? That's amazing, right? I'm a lifelong Cowboys fan, so I totally get it. But I was thinking about that, and I said, this is so fascinating that this man's dream has been fulfilled. His son's dream has been fulfilled. That they both get to be Dallas Cowboys and they get to work together, which I think is awesome. But it's interesting because Jerry Jones effectively almost like becomes their economic god. He becomes the god because he gets to be the person that can snap his fingers and make your dreams come true. They can't make Jerry Jones' dreams come true necessarily, unless maybe he can help him win a Super Bowl or something. But Jerry Jones can decide, tomorrow he could say, you know what, the dream is dead, forget it. We're going to cut you from the team. Or he can say, I want to really make the dream come true by giving you an $80 million contract. And so we go to church and we pray, dear God, please give me more money. Dear God, please give me more opportunity. Dear God, please help me get a better job. And then the white man comes along and he becomes the God. He becomes the God that gives you that money. He gives you that job. He gives you that opportunity. And what I want you to tap into is your own inner economic God, where you understand that these are also dreams you can create for yourself. So the same way that this father was ecstatic about his son going to play for the Dallas Cowboys, there were Black men and Black women who owned a sports league, and they had their own version of the Dallas Cowboys, the Negro Leagues, things like that. There was even a Black version of NASCAR, where they had the ability to make dreams come true. So when you are the boss, and this is where I want your children to understand the differential here, and I talk about this a lot in my book, The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. It's on Amazon if you want to get a copy. And by the way, I'm doing a 2-day training on the book in Dallas on May 19th. So if you want to come down to Dallas, just come on by. Just go to boycewatkins.com. You get the information there. But the thing I want your kids to tap into is to understand that I don't want them to be people that just pursue their dream. I want them to be people who understand what it takes to become a dream maker. I don't want them to be kings and queens. I want them to be king and queen makers. If you look at entertainment, we have the celebrities, and then behind the scenes, you have the people who make the celebrities. I watched the Whitney Houston documentary, and I promise you, we're going to get back to the stock market stuff in a second, but this is all about investing. All this is related to investing. It's related to wealth building. It's related to deciding what you're going to do with this time you have on this earth. I watched the Whitney Houston documentary. Did anybody else watch that documentary? It's called I Want to Dance with Somebody. I think that's what it's called. So in this Whitney Houston documentary, Whitney is in the church singing her Black butt off. Her mother, Sissy, has some experience as a singer as well. I think she won a Grammy or something. I didn't know this. She was very talented too. And Sissy wants her dream to come true. So she arranges, at least according to the film, for Clive Davis to come and see Whitney sing. And Clive sees her sing. The rest is history. She knocks his socks off, and he instantly signs her to a contract. So now her dream has become true. So now she's sitting in office with this white Jewish man. And this Jewish man is the economic god of Whitney Houston and her family. He's the one that signs contracts and goes and gets financing to allow Whitney to become the Whitney Houston that we know and love. Without Clive Davis's involvement, without him signing the check, without him making the authoritative decision to give her an opportunity, there is no Whitney Houston. There is no I Want to Dance with Somebody. There is no the movie The Bodyguard. There is no everything you know about Whitney would not exist. In fact, there's probably 10,000 other potential Whitney Houstons that you would love just as much as Whitney, just as much as Michael Jackson, just as much as Prince, but you never heard of them because some executive decided to not create that opportunity. They decided not to make their dream come true. So if you pay attention now, how did these two cross paths? How does this Black girl from the hood, Whitney Houston, cross paths with this gay Jewish man, Clive Davis? And that's Hollywood. Being gay and Jewish is big in Hollywood. Not that it's a bad thing. It's just kind of what the culture is, right? Well, they crossed paths. Whitney got there by going to the church and singing and becoming extremely talented at what she does. Black people, that's what we do. We're excellent producers of talent. We produce the next LeBron. We produce the next Whitney. We produce the next Michael. We produce the next NFL star, right? Clive Davis never sang in the church. Clive Davis can't sing. Clive Davis is not a performer at all. You know what Clive Davis did? He went to Harvard Law School and he learned business. He also learned banking and how to raise capital. He learned that the real power in entertainment is not in being the celebrity, The real power in entertainment is being the person who is the financial backer of the celebrity. So effectively, what I want your children to do, for your kids that are as talented enough to become the next Whitney Houston, that's fine. I support that 100%. But there's a very small number of opportunities there. And what it does is it creates a huge imbalance of power and control. White people, Jewish people, wealthy people, Hollywood types, they have an overwhelming amount of power relative to the person who might be the next Whitney Houston. If one person doesn't take the opportunity, they go find another one. Jonathan Majors right now is being pushed out of Hollywood. They're going to find another Jonathan Majors. He'll be the other it guy. They'll put him on the cover of some magazines and you'll fall in love with him just like you fell in love with Jonathan Majors. I think that it's better to go around the back if you really want to get the power. It's easier to get your child through Harvard Law School or make them into a business owner than it is to make them into the next Whitney Houston. Whitney is 1 in a billion, damn near. Clive Davis is about 1 in 50, maybe 1 in 20, in terms of what fundamental skills he had that allowed him to do what he did. Now, he became iconic in his own right? He's great at what he does. But if you look at just the fundamentals, what did he have to be able to do to be in the position that he's in? He had to learn, he went to law school. He also learned business, and he figured out as a business owner how to go raise some capital. So rather than looking to try to become the next Whitney, he said, I'm just going to own a piece of 10 Whitney Houstons, and his family's probably worth $1 billion right now.